That's what I say. What's the difference?
Capri is the lower part of the island. Anna Capri is above it. A little funicular takes you to the top.
You know, cousin, it isn't fair. I strained my brain studying about all these crazy places and books, and you've been to all of them. It's a cinch for you. You know why you get better grades than I do?
Why?
Because you're smarter than I am.
No, I'm not. What you said is true, Patty. Father and I have traveled almost everywhere. We spent a week in Capri when he did a feature story on the Grotto Azzurra.
This week he's in Greece. Next week he goes to Helsinki to cover the opening of Parliament. Boy, I wish my father were a foreign correspondent.
He does lead an exciting life.
Do me a favor. When you finish school and go back to Europe to join your father, take me with you. I'm tired of school. I want to get into real life. Expecting an Indian raid?
Are you in some kind of trouble, Ross?
Boy, am I. You Welsh on your gambling debts and the syndicates after you. Don't open the door.
How are we going to find out who it is if we don't open the door?
I know who it is. It's a girl.
Well, what does she want?
Don't ask.
Hello.
Hello.
Is Ross at home?
I think so.
I'm Nicky Lee Blake.
How do you do? I'm Ross's mother.
I knew you must be. You have the same warm eyes.
Ross?
What? I'm gonna hide.
Have you seen Ross?
Yeah, not in the last few seconds, Aunt Natalie.
He must have gone out again.
He's very shy. I think it's just dark. Ross, shy?
You're new around here, aren't you?
Yes. We moved up from Virginia last month. I'm Nicky Lee Blake. Why, you must be Ross's beautiful sister, Patty.
Well, Ross is finally acquiring some taste.
And you must be his remarkable cousin, Kathy. He speaks of you all the time.
Does he?
The reason I came by is that we're having a novelty leap year dance Friday, and the girls are asking the boys. I want to go with Ross.
This isn't leap year.
I know. That's what makes it a novelty.
Why didn't I think of that? You're not from the South.
The boys are to have corsages for the girls, but I'll send my corsage to Ross so he won't have any expense. My father and I will pick him up here Friday night at 7 o'clock. Thank you so much, Mrs. Lane. Goodbye, Patty.
Bye.
Goodbye, Kathy.
Goodbye, Nicky.
Now I know why the South almost won the war.
Meet Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair! But they're cousins, identical cousins all the way. One pair of matching bookends, different as night and day. Where Kathy adores a minuet, the ballet russe, and crepe Suzette. Our Patty loves to rock and roll, a hot dog makes her lose control. What a wild duet, still they're cousins, identical cousins, and you find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
What are you doing behind the piano?
Eavesdropping. Mom, you don't know what I've been going through. She follows me everywhere, and she keeps bringing me all kinds of presents. I'm the laughingstock of PS8.
Come on, Kath, I'll play you a game of darts.
All right.
Hello? Yes, this is Mrs. Lane. Oh, hello, Mrs. Blake. Yes, Nicky Lee just left. The dance Friday night? Well, I'm afraid Ross doesn't... It's a charity dance? A charity dance for orphan children. The school is sponsoring it? Well, of course, Ross would be delighted to go. Well, that'll be fine. Friday night at 7. Thank you for calling. Goodbye.
Mom, what have you done to me?
I had to accept, darling.
Why would you want to do that to me? I'm your only son.
It's for a very worthy cause.
I won't go.
Oh, you're being silly about this. Of course you'll go.
Watch this one. Patty, can I talk to you for a minute? You're in trouble. You robbed the bank, the police are hot on your trail, and you want me to hide you out. He's in here, officer! I want you to talk to Mom and get me out of the dance Friday. You mean that's really bugging you? You're afraid. Afraid of a little girl. Boy, I've waited a long time for this. You mean you aren't going to help me? Help you? Do you remember the summer you sold mimeographed copies of my diary? And the time you entertained my boyfriends by showing them baby pictures of me on a bearskin rug? And you're coming to me for help? Ha, ha, ha. Okay, never mind. Patty, Ross really seemed disturbed. Come on, stop worrying. It's only a kid dance. Let's finish our game. Perhaps we should have given him some help. Whose side are you on? It's the battle of the sexes. He'll learn all the tricks soon enough. He's a natural-born monster. Come in. Oh, it's you. What are you doing? Running away. Do you want to come with me? I can't. I promised to go to a movie with Craig Saturday. Are you running away because of the dance? You bet I am. I'll send for my ham set. Don't let Patty touch it. Ross? Why are you so afraid of girls? How do I know? I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm just a scared kid. Afraid of me? I'm a girl. You're only a cousin. You don't have designs on me. I'm sure Nikki has no designs on you. She seems very nice. All you have to do is take her to the dance and bring her home, and that's the end of it. No, it isn't. That's only the beginning. First, there's another dance, and they expect you to take him to that. Then you have to take him out to dinner and to the movies. Before you know it, you're engaged, and you have to wear clean shirts. Then you get married, and you have to take your old bride with you on your honeymoon and get a job. And for the rest of your life, it's bills, bills, bills. Kathy, I'm not ready to get married. No one said anything about marriage. It's only a dance. You don't know Nikki Lee Blake. She's murdered. Why don't you tell your mother how you feel? She sold me down the river. All you women stick together. That's how you get us. Goodbye, Kathy. All right. Dad, can I talk to you for a minute?
Yes, certainly, son. Okay.
I'm having girl trouble.
Oh, I see. Well, tell me about it.
To tell you the truth, I can't see why everybody makes such a big fuss about girls. They're nothing. I mean, they don't do anything. They're terrible at games. They're either crying or giggling all the time, and they play with dolls. You're not even allowed to hit them.
That's true.
Why would anyone want to give up baseball for that?
Well, as you get older, Ross, you'll develop more mature interests. Girls will be among them.
Not me. I'm never going to get married. You have to support your wife for the rest of your life, and what does she do for you?
Oh, she'll cook, clean, be a companion, nurse you when you're sick, wash the dishes, do the laundry, bring up your children.
Who wants to marry an overpaid maid?
You think your mother is an overpaid maid?
Well, of course not. I mean, she isn't a woman. She's Mom. They don't make them like her anymore.
I agree. But you know, if you're very lucky, son, maybe one day you'll meet someone a little like her.
Promise me you won't get your feelings hurt if I tell you something?
Of course not. Shoot.
I wish I'd found her first.
Papa, Papa.
It's the Rock Hudson of Brooklyn Heights.
Dance with me, Rock. I'm gonna swoon.
You think you're so funny? Well, I hate you.
What'd I say? What'd I say?
Ross is going through a very trying period right now, Patty.
Because he's going to a dance?
Because he's going to the dance. This is the first time he's ever had a real date with a girl. That's an important step in his life.
So he has butterflies. He'll get over it.
You could make it a lot easier for him.
Me? When I first started dating, he used to tell my dates insanity ran in the family. He told one boy I was a kissing maniac. I tried live frogs in my pocket. Once.
Patty, the important time to forget a person's past mistakes is when he's in trouble and needs you.
Well, he's not going to get me. Can I borrow a book, please?
Sure.
Thank you.
Patty, do you remember your first date?
Do I? Herman Brinkerhoff. Boy, I had a crush on him. He invited me to his 12th birthday party. After he blew out the candles, he got me in the closet and tried to kiss me. The braces on our teeth got locked. I wanted to die.
I remember you came home and begged me to move us to another city.
I didn't want to have to face Herman Brinkerhoff again. He was in every one of my classes. You know, Papa, I'd forgotten about that. I was sure a silly kid. I must have cried for a week.
What would you do if that happened today?
I'd laugh so hard at... Oh. I fell for the psychology bit, didn't I?
Patty, this is a difficult time for your brother. He's discovering a lot of strange new emotions that he never knew he had. That can be very confusing and very painful.
Yeah. I still remember the panic I was in the night of Herman Brinkerhoff's party. I didn't want to leave the house. It was like somebody was shoving me over Niagara Falls in a barrel.
Your brother is upstairs going through that same thing right now, Patty.
What do you want me to do?
Will you lend him your barrel?
He doesn't deserve you. Neither do I.
Oh.
Well, if he has to go over the falls, I guess we might as well see that he has a comfortable ride.
Right. Patty? Thanks.
Who is it? Me. Go away. I want to talk to you. Leave me alone. I'm sick. Please open the door, Ross. What's the matter? I keep having these dizzy spells. If I could stay in bed for a week, I'd be fine. You're scared about Friday night, aren't you? Of course not. What's Friday night? There's nothing to be scared of, Ross. I don't know what you're talking about. Everybody has to go out on a first date sometime. Why? I don't know. It's just part of the birds and the bees bit. Why can't everyone just leave me alone? It's fun once you get used to it. Nikki seems like a very nice girl. They'll have to drag me all the way to the dance. I was scared stiff on my first date. I didn't have anybody to help me. You've got me. What good are you? Girl, if you're going into enemy territory, you should have a guide. Do you mean it? What do you think big sisters are for? Well, to tell you the truth, I am kind of scared. I mean, Nikki thinks I'm kind of a man of the world. And actually, I haven't had much experience with girls. I won't know what to do with her. It's simple. You'll dance, and you'll talk. Can you dance? No. Can you talk? No. That's hopeless. What do you mean, hopeless? Before you can count 1, 2, 3, you'll be acting like Cary Grant. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Good, you've got it. You're a natural born dancer. But I only know that one step. Am I going to stand there all night and do that step? You won't be dancing all night. You eat and talk. I know how to eat, but what'll I talk about to old Nicky Lee Blake? The first thing you have to do is stop thinking of her as old Nicky Lee Blake. She's a very cute little girl, and she likes you. Okay, let's practice conversation, okay? Kathy, you go out and be Nicky. All right. Here we are at the dance, and here's pretty little Nicky. Hello, Ross. Hi, Kathy. I'm Nicky Lee. Oh, hi. Oh, that'll sweep her off her feet. Can you put a little more enthusiasm into it? Hi. This certainly is a nice party, isn't it? Yeah. I love to dance, don't you? Yeah. Have you lived here all your life? Yeah. Did I do something wrong? Well, you're laying there like a lump of wet concrete. Haven't you got anything to talk about? It's no use. I'm not a ladies' man. Now, let's try it again. The big secret in being popular is to make your date feel you're interested. Okay? Now, ask questions. Go ahead. Say, what do you think of the Mets this year? I thought you'd try a more general question. What kind of ice cream do you like? Maybe we could get a doctor's certificate saying you're sick. Okay, come on, we'll try it again.
It's almost 7 o'clock. They'll be here any minute.
Ross must be up in his room. We'd better go get him. Ross! Come on! It's time to go!
Ross!
Ross! The crazy mixed-up kids run away. Come on, out. Come on. Let me go. Let me go. Get up.
Ross, what were you doing under there?
I lost one of my marbles. What an opening.
Look at what you've done to your nice new suit.
Mom, feel my forehead. I have a high fever.
He does feel a little warm.
That's war nerves. Son, pull yourself together. Nicky's going to be here any minute.
I can't go. You're not going to chicken out now after all the work we've put in on you. I just can't do it. I tried. Honestly, I tried.
Son.
Please, Dad, don't make me do it. I don't need girls. When I grow up, I'm going to be a real estate salesman.
You know, it wouldn't be so bad for you if you just faced the music.
They're here.
Let's go. Come on. Let's go see Nicky. Come on. You don't understand. I have this terrible headache. Ned, I won't ask you for another favor. Please? Will you stop acting like a baby? It's only a party. I'll give you all the money in my bank if you let me go. That's over $50. Will you cut it out? You act like you're going to your execution. I forgot how to bow. Please, let me go upstairs and practice.
No.
Well, good evening, Nicky.
Good evening, Mr. Lane. Good evening, Mrs. Lane.
Good evening, Nicky.
Daddy's in the car. Is Ross ready?
I can't go. I'm sick.
What's the matter?
I think it's pneumonia.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Have you seen a doctor? You don't seem to have any fever.
That's the trickiest kind. Gee, that's a pretty dress. I'm sorry I have to waste it.
That's the bravest thing I've ever heard of. Here you are, dying of pneumonia, and you're worried about me.
Well, that's the way I am.
I used to get colds when I was younger. I had one after another. They stopped when I had my tonsils out.
I had my tonsils out, too. They gave me ether.
Really? I had ether, too. I was a terrible coward about it. You must have been very brave.
I guess so. It's different with a man. I'll bet I ate 10 quarts of ice cream after I woke up.
Did you really? I like ice cream, too. What's your favorite kind?
Strawberry.
You got my corsage.
Yeah. Thanks. Gee, I'm awfully sorry about the dance, Nicky. To tell you the truth, I'm a terrible dancer.
I'm probably the worst dancer in Virginia. Anyway, I like just talking to you. You're the most fascinating boy I've ever known.
Me? Fascinating?
Oh, yes.
Well, I feel better now. I guess Nicky and I will be going to the dance.
Well, that's fine, John.
Have a good time now, son.
Thanks. You know how these old dances are.
Have Ross show you some of the new steps he knows. What new steps?
Oh, just some of the very newest dances I picked up. I'll teach you if you're interested.
I'd love to.
Well, shall we go, Nick? We'll probably be late. Don't wait up.
Good night, everyone. Did you see him? He was debonair. He's a natural-born lady killer.
Oh, what are you crying about?
Isn't it silly? I feel as though I've lost him.
That dance can't still be going on. They said he'd be home by 10 o'clock. Something must have happened to him.
Martin, it's 5 minutes to 10.
Oh. Well, then my watch is fast.
Hope he wasn't too nervous.
He's here! He's here!
Martin, let's not all descend on him like a bunch of mother hens.
What are you talking about? I was just going to bed. Night, girls.
Night, Papa. Good night, Uncle Martin. Thank you for a lovely evening, Ross.
It was nothing.
You made it perfect.
You're the best dancer I've ever seen. You make my sister Patty look like nothing. Do you want to go to a movie Saturday? There's a new Western.
I love Westerns.
We'll go Dutch.
Mother would like you to come to dinner one night next week.
Great. And you come over here for dinner.
Do you believe it? Well, Father's waiting. Good night, Ross.
Good night, Nicky. Hi, Kat. Hi, Sis.
How was the party?
Okay. You know how dancers are. You've been to one, you've been to them all.
How do you get along with Nicky?
She's okay, I guess.
I see.
Well, I'm gonna hit the sack. Good night, Kathy.
Good night, Ross. He didn't mean any of that, Patty.
Let's face it, he's selfish and ungrateful. When I think of all the trouble we went to so that
Oh,
I forgot.
What?
Thanks for the greatest evening I've had in my whole life.
Good night, Ross. Men, what are you going to do with them? Let's go to bed.
Here's Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair, but they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find
They laugh alike.
they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two.
You've lived in Europe too long, cousin. It's time you got acquainted with some of our swinging American customs.
What does one do at a slumber party?
Everything but slumber.
Boy, Mom, tell him.
Ross, these are for the slumber party.
Can I join the party? No. If you step 1 foot out of your room tonight, I'll clobber you.
Who wants to watch a bunch of crazy girls in pajamas anyway? You've seen one, you've seen them all.
Mom, couldn't you put them up for adoption?
Gee, they look good. Maybe I could have the gang over for a cookout Saturday.
Well, I don't know why not.
Because my girls' club is meeting here Saturday.
Oh.
Maybe the Saturday after that?
Oh, I'm afraid my civics club is meeting here, but we'll find a day for your cookout.
Sure.
Will you please get out of my way?
Who are we expecting, the 6th Army?
The 8th.
Do you want to play a game of chess, Dad?
You don't play chess.
You could teach me. I'm a quick learner.
No, not tonight, son.
Then will you watch television with me?
Yeah, I've got some reading to do.
Sure. Well, I guess I'll go to bed. Have a nice party. Gee, I wish there was someone in the family younger than me so I could pick on them. Oh, leave me alone.
They're here. Mom.
We're going.
Wish I knew how customs like this got started. Make it a lot easier to help stamp them out. I've heard of camping out, but this is ridiculous.
Oh, come on, older generation.
Well, we made it. Is there anything to eat? Stow your gear and we'll go up and change. Get out of here, you Benedict Arnold. What'd you do that for?
I was walking in my sleep.
Then start running in your sleep, Buster, all the way up to your room. If you come down here once more tonight, I will personally kill you.
Boy, when I grow 6 more inches, am I gonna get you?
Meet Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. Kathy's always seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair. Cousins, identical cousins all the way. A pair of matching bouquets, different as night and day. Where Kathy adores a minuet, the ballet russe, and Grape Suzette. Kathy does rock and roll, that makes you lose control. What a wild duets, still they're cousins. Identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can't lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
No wonder they weren't on our sneak. They were. Me, I just don't take it. You gotta get the beat. That's great, Mother. She's a throwback to the Stone Age. Boy! The enemy's in the gate. Don't panic, Bruce. Friend or foe, I can't face him looking like this. Kathy, you hold the beast at bay till we get these birds' nests out of our hair. I'm in my night clothes. Put the chain latch on the door. The lawman upstairs says no boys allowed.
Hiya, Kathy.
I'm sorry, Richard. I can't let you in.
Yeah, I know, but I'm already in. Where's the goon squad?
The what?
The Phillies, from up at Dreamsville, the girls.
Oh, they'll be here in a second. They had to get some things out of their hair.
As long as it's not us.
Greetings, monsters. It's the wolf pack.
So toss us our little Red Riding Hood. wench.
Down, Fang.
You can't turn us out like this.
It hurts us worse than it hurts you.
Good night. Don't think it hasn't been fun.
Don't be hasty, girl. The night's still young.
Yeah, and so are we.
And that's what the lawman upstairs says, and that's why you have to leave. Bye.
Whoever thought of boys must have made $1 million.
Then somebody came along and thought of girls. Think of the money there must have been in that.
I'm famished. Boys give me an appetite. Do you think our parents ever went to slumber parties? They didn't have them in medieval times. Can you picture our history teacher at a slumber party?
Oh, Tuttle the Terrible. I can't picture her doing anything. She was born an old maid.
The trouble with Miss Tuttle is that before she gets through with it, she makes certain that history is dead.
Miss Tuttle could make Roman history sound a little more interesting. I mean, she was there.
Hey, you know who's a snap? Mr. Henderson. Give him the big toothy one, and it's an automatic B at least.
Oh, I wish those boys didn't have to go. Speaking of boys, how about that absolute dreamboat in our chemistry class?
That new boy, Paul Martin?
Mm.
He's really off time.
But you have Richard.
Oh, Richard's all right. But Paul has that certain something that Richard hasn't.
I know, a new car.
No, it isn't that. I mean, Paul seems so worldly. Wonder what it'd be like to kiss him.
Why don't I find out and let you know?
Maybe I'll find out for myself.
Say what? Me, I just don't dig it.
You gotta get the beat.
Natalie, are you awake?
Yes, are you?
No, I'm talking in my sleep. Do you know what time it is?
Don't tell me.
It's 3 o'clock in the morning, and those kids are still awake down there.
Well, of course, they're having a slumber party.
Somebody must explain that to me sometime.
Do you remember the block parties we used to have when we were kids?
That was different.
Oh?
Oh, I was expected to be asleep by 3 o'clock in the morning. Don't you think we're being too permissive with Patty?
Of course not. I told her she couldn't have a slumber party.
Listen to them. They sound like a gaggle of geese. What in heaven's name do they find to talk about all night?
Boys, food, boys, teachers, boys, clothes, boys.
I'll certainly be glad when they're over this stage and a few years older.
No, you won't.
Why not?
Because Patty and Kathy will probably be married and living in their own homes. And we'll remember tonight and them downstairs with their friends at 3 o'clock in the morning. And we'll be grateful for tonight.
Yeah. Can't win, can you?
Good night, dear.
You want to bet?
Thanks, Patty and Kathy. It was dreamy.
We'll do it again next week.
My house next time.
Okay.
Gee, I hope breakfast is ready when I get home. Bye-bye now.
Bye, Patty. Bye. I'm exhausted. It's the first time in my life I've ever stayed up all night.
Yeah, but wasn't it a gas?
Are human beings allowed in here now?
Hi, Papa. Good morning, Uncle Martin.
How was the orgy?
A blast.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like from upstairs.
Oh, I'm sorry if we kept you awake.
Think nothing of it. I'm going to curl up with a good newspaper. Your mother is upstairs, sleeping off the party.
That's what I'm going to do. I can't stay awake another minute. Me too. Richard's taking me to the movies this afternoon. I don't want to fall asleep in the middle of 13 boning men. You know who's a snap? Mr. Henderson. Give him the big toothy one, and it's an automatic B at least. The trouble with Miss Tuttle is that before she gets through with it, she makes certain that history is dead. Why, it's exactly what we said last night. Word for word.
Observe the handwriting. It's that of Brother Rat.
But how could he?
I don't know how could he, but we're gonna find out. He's escaped. Come on. Hey, you. Oh, hi, girls. You promised you weren't gonna listen in on us last night.
Who says I did?
I hand you Exhibit A.
And here is Exhibit B.
I wasn't sure whether to write that or that new boy, Paul Martin. He's really all time.
Keep talking.
Oh, Richard's all right. But Paul has that certain something that Richard hasn't.
And you can stand here and tell us you weren't listening?
Yep, that's what I'm doing. Standing here and telling you I wasn't listening.
Then how?
Remember the tape recorder I got for my birthday?
You taped that conversation?
There's some real juicy stuff on it. I like the part where...
Never mind.
Locked in the safety vault at the bank, with orders that if anything happens to me, it'll be played at my funeral.
It's not in any safety vault. This is Sunday. Hand it over.
See my attorney.
I'll see your parents. That's who I'll see right now.
One word to Mom and Dad, and I play the tape for Richard.
Ross, why are you doing this to me? What have I done to you?
Nothing. But all of a sudden last night, it hit me that no matter how old I get, I'll never be older than you. Now, for a while, I can be. I want a little attention paid to me around here.
Why are you doing this to me?
You're just an innocent bystander.
When I find that tape, I'm gonna strangle you with it.
You won't find it. By the way, I've got a lot of homework. I'd like it done by tomorrow.
Why should I do your homework?
Not you, Kathy. I don't want to flunk.
Why should I do your homework?
The trouble with Miss Tuttle is...
Where is it?
On my desk. You can make my bed and clean my room.
You monster. If you think you're gonna get away with it...
seems so worldly. I wonder what it would be like to kiss you.
What are we waiting for? Hi, Richard.
Hey, you're not even dressed.
I can't go to the movies with you.
What's the matter? You sick or something?
Not exactly, but you're warm.
The family ground you? Well, then what's the matter?
I just can't go, Richard. I've got a headache, I think.
You think? Either you've got one or you haven't.
And I've got one, a big one. It's bigger than both of us.
Someone else?
How could you say such a thing?
Easy. I've seen you eyeing that Paul Martin character in chemistry class.
He doesn't mean a thing to me. You go on to the movie, Richard. I want you to enjoy yourself.
Enjoy myself? Go to a movie alone? I'll never understand women if I live to be 30.
The capital of Uruguay is Omaha, Buenos Aires.
Montevideo. Why?
Hello, Uncle Martin. I just thought it was time we learned more about our Latin American neighbors.
Well, that's Ross's homework you're doing, isn't it?
Ross had an important ball game.
And you're cleaning up his room for him. Now, you never set foot in here. You always said it wasn't fit for pigs.
It is now.
How did he con you two into this?
Oh, he didn't. We offered to do it. He looked sort of pale, and we told him to go out and get some fresh air or something.
Girls, are you sure everything is all right?
Fine, Uncle Martin.
Sure. We'll do this for Ross, and he'll do something for us someday.
I'd like to live that long.
We must be more careful.
Yeah. Listen, I've got an idea. You take this side of the room, and I'll take that side. That tape has got to be here someplace.
be here. But I give up. Come on, Kathy, let's go. Go? Oh!
Martin, there's something funny going on around here.
I know.
Patty and Kathy are upstairs cleaning Ross's room.
Well, he had a very important ball game.
Patty even broke a date with Richard to go to the movies. Wish I knew what was going on.
Why don't we ask this gentleman? I have a feeling he knows.
Hi, Mom. Dad? What's wrong? Is my face clean or something?
Ross, I saw Kathy doing your homework today.
And I saw Patty cleaning your room.
How do you like that? You can't beat girls.
All we want to know is why.
That's just because Patty's a great kid. After all, she comes from wonderful parents.
Flattery will get you nowhere. What have you got on her?
Gosh, can't a girl do a good deed for a brother without everybody getting suspicious?
In your case, no.
It's the unanimous opinion of her wonderful parents that something shady is going on.
Dad, there isn't. She just loves me like a brother, that's all.
Whatever it is, we'll probably never find out.
You know something? I'm glad.
Thanks. You may leave. Turn it on. Not that one, Channel 7. You may go.
Dear Daddy, the other night I went to my first slumber party. At a slumber party, you don't sleep. Don't ask me why. He's giving me a coffee break. There must be some way to stop him.
Do they sell hand grenades to minors?
I don't think you'll have to find out. I have an idea.
We can't drown him in the bathtub. He never takes a bath.
I know how to find out where he's hiding that tape recorder. We will have to wait for the proper time, but I know it will work.
Could I please speak to Paul Martin? Paul, it's Patty, dear. Oh, no, I'm sure Richard doesn't know anything about it. Oh, the same meeting place? That's wonderful. He'll never find it. Paul, you really do? Well, I feel the same way about you, too. The same place. Tomorrow? Darling, you know I'll be there. Bye.
Here is his secret weapon.
Thanks, Kath. The reign of the little king is almost over.
I shall summon His Majesty.
Ross? Ross? Patsy would like to talk to you a moment.
What does she want? I'm watching television.
I don't know. She said it was important.
What is it? Come over here where we can't be heard. Listen, I'm worried. Mom and Pop are beginning to wonder about all the service you're getting.
So what? What they don't know won't hurt them.
What if they find out?
Why should they? I fool them all the time.
Oh, do you really?
Are you kidding? I can wrap them around my little finger anytime I feel like it.
You can?
How? There's nothing to it. If I want something from Pop, I tell him how great his editorials are.
But you really think so, don't you?
Who reads them?
How do you handle your mother?
That's easy. She eats up flattery. She comes down in the morning looking like a mess. I tell her how beautiful she is and the world's my oyster.
Well, if it's as easy as all that, I guess we don't have to worry.
All you have to worry about is me. By the way, I'm running a little short of my allowance again.
I'll take care of you.
I knew I could count on you.
You certainly can.
Patty! Kathy! Hey, didn't you hear the bell?
Sure. We heard it.
Well?
We have something for you to hear.
There's nothing to it. If I want something from Pop, I tell him how great his editorials are.
Not this time, buddy boy. The king is dead. Long live the queen.
You aren't going to play that for Mom and Dad, are you?
You bet we are.
I was only showing off. You know I love them. It would hurt their feelings.
Look who is suddenly worried about hurting people's feelings.
All right. We won't give it to them. As long as you do exactly what we tell you.
All right.
You may leave.
Do you know, Patty? I feel sorry for him.
Save your sympathy. We've got him just where we want him.
Ross?
Hi, Dad.
Do you know what it's going to mean having our own private slave? He'll do our chores, run our errands.
Hi.
Oh, hi, Papa.
You two seem very happy.
We are, Uncle Martin.
You know, Ross doesn't seem very happy. I'm worried about him.
Oh, don't worry about Ross. We'll take care of him.
I have a hunch that he feels he's being neglected.
I promise you, he's not going to feel that way anymore.
Good. I know sometimes he's inclined to show off a little bit, but that's the only way he can fight back.
Fight back?
Well, being the youngest member of a family can be very painful, particularly if you're a sensitive boy with an older sister. Now, we all get so busy with our own problems sometimes that we forget how important Ross's problems can seem. But all he's looking for is love and recognition. Well, he gets plenty of love, but I'm not sure we've been giving him enough recognition. So I know I'm going to try a little harder, and, well, I'm glad you're going to help. Well, going back to what you were doing.
Patty. Don't say it. We lost our slave.
Any more hot dogs? I want some more chili. Sure, we're loaded.
Do you mean to tell me you ate all that food already? You'll get sick.
I don't care. What? If I get sick, you make the best hot dogs and chili in the whole block.
Thanks.
Promise you won't think I'm a sissy if I tell you something?
Promise.
I love you.
I love you, too.
Shh, not so loud. I don't want the guys to hear.
Here's Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair, but they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find
They laugh alike.
they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins.
When's the time you've asked me in the last half hour? Here. I don't need a watch. I need a dress. To tell time? To make time with Richard. He was supposed to have picked me up 2 hours ago. Do you know where he is? With Sue Ellen Turner. She has a new evening gown for the Saturday night dance. Richard wouldn't break a date with you. You haven't seen that evening gown. There he is. His Royal Highness has finally decided to show up. Well, he's not going to keep me waiting for 2 hours while he's out with another girl. Patty, don't worry. I'm not going to bawl him out or get hysterical and cry. I'm going to be very aloof. I'm going to be very calm, sophisticated. I'm going to say to him, Richard, that's the most inconsiderate thing I've ever heard of. I've been waiting for you for 2 hours, and if you think you can just come around whenever you feel like it and tell me you're sorry, and that it'll never happen again, and that you want me to take you back, well, I won't do it. I don't care if I ever see you again. Sue Ellen Turner can have you for all I care. Oh, you can take Sue Ellen to the dance Saturday night.
Okay, I will.
Berkeley Square. Doors in your way, the valley room, and quick Susan.
I don't care if I ever see Richard again. I can take him or leave him. Then why are you so upset? I don't mind leaving him, but I don't want him to leave me. Richard said he misunderstood about Saturday. I'm sure if you called him, everything would work out. Do you think I would stoop low enough to call him? What did he say? He's still taking Sue Ellen. You'd better hurry up, Patty. We'll be late for school. We're having our chemistry final this morning. They can't teach you chemistry in school. Either you have it or you haven't. I haven't. Are you the most popular girl at school? Ha! I can't even get a date with my own steady. Just because some blonde comes up with a copy of a Paris original. You know, it's funny about boys. You think you have them all figured out, then whammo, you're nowhere. Yesterday I was an expert. Today I'm a wallflower. That's it. That's what? The dress I'm wearing to the Saturday night dance. I thought Richard broke his date with you. Well, he'll unbreak it when he sees me in that dress. But, Patty, it's so expensive. Where will you get the money? Papa will give it to me. Are you certain? Positively. I can wrap him around my little finger. All I have to say to him is, Papa, darling.
No.
Are you serious?
Test me.
But it's for the dance Saturday night. It'll be the most important dress of my whole life.
You don't need a dress that expensive, Patty.
Papa, if I don't get the dress, I'll lose Richard.
That's the first promising thing you've said yet.
I'm old enough to pick my own dresses.
Honey, when you're old enough to earn your own money, you'll be old enough to pick your own dresses. But while your mother and I are paying, we're picking.
I'll pay for it myself. All I need is an advance on my allowance.
You're already well into next year.
Boy, they talk about teenagers going through a difficult stage. What about parents?
Now, Patty, there's very little that your mother and I refuse you.
Yeah, but when you do, it's a matter of life and death.
I'd hardly put Richard in the category of life and death.
I could lose him.
I don't think that's going to happen. He never even dates any other girls.
That's just it. He thinks I'm great because he has nobody to compare me to.
You should see Sue Ellen. That's really unfair competition.
Don't underestimate yourself, honey.
One date with her, and he'll probably never look at me again.
Patty, if Richard is so fickle that he can be swayed by a dress, do you really think he's worth having?
Yes. Now, will you buy me the dress?
No.
But, Patty, your father said you can't have the dress.
Oh, no. He said, honey, when you're old enough to earn your own money, you'll be old enough to pick your own dresses. So, all I have to do is think of some business to go into.
But you can't possibly earn that much money between now and Saturday.
All I need is enough of the down payment. Now, what can I do?
You can forget it, Patty. Have you ever earned any money?
Sure. I've done lots of things.
To wit, what?
Well, when I was 5, I had a newspaper stand out front. As soon as Papa finished reading the morning papers, I'd go out and sell them. And I've done some babysitting.
Babysitting? Oh, you mean tot tending? When Father had a newspaper assignment in London, I used to do that to earn extra money.
Well, babysitting or tot tending, it's no good. You get $1 an hour, but you can go 2 or 3 weeks before somebody asks you to sit. There's no organization to it.
An organization for babysitting.
And that's why you brought me over here? And all the nutty ideas.
Nutty idea? That's what they said about Columbus when he went looking for America. Don't you see? If we organize all the babysitters at school to work for our agency, and they pay us a commission.
Why?
Because we get them the jobs. The people with the babies call our agency.
Why?
Because they can make one call and be sure of getting a babysitter trained in talcuming, burping, diapering, and pablumum.
And who trains them?
We do. All right, I do. But it's silly of me to explain all that to your executive brain.
It's sure... My what brain?
Executive. I mean, you'd be sitting behind that big old desk. Doctor's babysitting service. A one-sitter? Right. What address? Bring. Hold it, please. Doctor's babysitting service, Richard L. Harrison speaking. Bring. 1 moment, please. Doctor's babysitting service, Richard L. Harrison, president and manager speaking. I mean, you'd be doing all that and assigning the sitters. Okay, boss, 320 Park Avenue. Right, old boss, I'm the double boss. And, of course, you'd also be busy handling the agency commissions and putting our profits in the bank.
Well, I can see you're gonna need someone to run it for you, or you'll make a mess of it.
You said it, boss.
Is that, doctor's babysitting service?
Well, I sat for Dr. Fletcher once, so I'm a doctor's babysitter. And it's obvious to a big executive brain like yours that calling it that will give parents confidence in us. Won't it?
Yes, it will. Yes, it will.
Mom's reading glasses to make me look older and more reliable.
Yeah, they do a lot for you.
J.R. Gresham. Oh, I'll take that now.
Oh, what's in it?
Baby supplies.
Oh, it seems like I should carry it.
In the medical profession, the nurse does the heavy work, not the doctor.
Oh, listen now, don't you tell those people I'm really a doctor.
Well, all right. Are you still taking those pills for your stomach?
Sure, in the morning and before I go to bed.
Well, at least I can say you're taking medicine. Somebody's coming. Well, here we go, our first call. Good luck. Are you Mrs. Gresham?
Yes?
Do you have a child who sometimes needs the services of a babysitter?
Well, I do have a 5-year-old boy, but when we want a sitter, we usually phone around and manage to find somebody. Thank you.
Oh, my goodness. I dropped my doctor's babysitting service kit, which is full of baby supplies, and which all our sitters carry because we're so efficient at babysitting.
I don't think...
And if you use our service, you don't have to do all that phoning around. One call to Doctor's Babysitting Agency will bring a qualified, trained babysitter to your door practically before you hang up. If we could step inside and tell you about some of our services. We have A whole gob of advantages. After you, Doc.
You seem quite young. You did say Doc.
Yes, ma'am. Harrison.
MD?
No, ma'am. Richard L.
We call him Doc because he's taking medicine.
Really?
Oh, yes, ma'am. Night and day.
It's my stomach. It's nervous.
My name is Patricia Lane. Miss Patricia Lane. I have never married.
Won't you sit down? At least I can listen to a few of your agency's gobs of advantages.
Well, our biggest advantage is that we can always keep an eye on everything.
Are you all right?
Yes, ma'am. I was just so interested in telling you about our agency's advantages, I didn't see the little old chair. Our other advantage is that all our babysitters are trained in baby care.
Well, that is an advantage.
Not only are they trained, but wait till you see the kit. Each of our cities carries this Doctor's Babysitter Services baby service kit. It's very complete. Talcum powder, diapers, safety pins, blanket, and rattles.
Honey, do you know what those landlords have done? They have arranged to bring up that zoning revision at the council meeting tonight.
Can they get it passed?
Well, not if we get every tenant in the building down there to protest. And that's what we have to do. Now.
We can't leave Edmund alone, and they're the other parents. Wait. These youngsters have a babysitting service.
You think they're reliable?
Well, they're cute and very sincere, and I'm sure they're a lot more conscientious than the teenage sitters that we usually get. Miss Lane, could you get 5 babysitters here by 7 o'clock?
Our sitters do have a lot of jobs tonight. 5. Yes, ma'am.
Well, you better hurry.
Don't worry. We'll be back. Miss Lane. Yes? Thank you. We did it. We're in business.
You promised her 5 sitters. Now, where are we going to get 5 sitters?
Why not? All the kids are in this building. I'll get Kathy. The 3 of us can handle it. And think of the money we're going to make.
I wish I really were a doctor. I feel sick.
Come on, what can go wrong?
I won't know until 7 o'clock.
Aren't you ready yet? I'll be there as soon as I can. If I don't post my letter to Father before 8 o'clock, it'll be a day late and he'll worry.
Oh, Patty, dear, that's no way to eat your dinner.
I know, Mom, but my whole future as a businesswoman and a wife depends on what happens tonight. You don't want me to be an old maid, do you?
Hey, where are you going?
To work. Remember, you said if I earned it, I could buy it.
Buy?
Bye.
Buy what?
Bye, Mom.
Honey, the meeting starts in 15 minutes. Oh, come in, Mr. Mickle.
Well, we're leaving now, Gresham. I just wanted a word with the sitters.
Patty, Richard, this is Mr. Mickle. He's in apartment number 4.
How do you do?
I want you to treat my little Bobby with care and consideration.
Oh, we will, sir.
Well, some of the sitters have been prejudiced against Bobby. He's a wonderful, charming, perfectly normal boy. Both his psychiatrists say so.
Better get started. I'll be right behind you.
Hello, Charlie.
Oh, hello, Mickle.
Kids, this is Mr. Anderson, apartment number 7.
How do you do? Now, listen, I want you to put your best sitter in my apartment, number 7. You see, little Rollo is only 6 months old, and, well, he's just a baby, and he misses us so much, and, well, he cries when we're gone.
There, Charlie. Rollo be all right?
I promise you, sir, we'll take special care of Rollo.
Oh, thank you.
In all my life, I've never seen a man so crazy about a puppy.
Puppy? Huh? I guess from now on, it's Doctor's baby and puppy sitting service.
Patty, Richard, this is Edmund.
Oh, hi, Edmund.
Now, he can stay up and watch TV until 8 o'clock, but after that, it's sleepy bye.
Good night, son.
Goodbye, Daddy. Goodbye, Mommy. Well, you get Edmund started on his television. I'll go open the doors to the apartment so we can hear anything that goes on.
Good idea. What do you want to watch tonight, Edmund?
I want
Wagon train.
Wagon train isn't on right now.
I want wagon train. I want wagon train. I want wagon train.
I've already got a problem with little Edmund.
Well, change him.
I will not. Anyhow, that's not the problem.
All right, I'll be there in a minute. I want to look at our puppy.
Hello there, nice puppy.
Nice to watch it.
Are you all right?
Oh, fine.
I want to watch wagon train.
Oh, boy, we gotta do something about that little Edmund.
I want to watch wagon train. I want to watch wagon train. Are you the babysitter?
Yeah, I am.
Could you come in here, please?
Number 4. You know, both his psychiatrists. I better handle it.
Oh, no. You take the puppy over with Edmund. After Rollo, anything will be a pleasure.
Come on, Rollo. Sweet Rollo. Nice Rollo. I can handle him fine. Come on.
You all right there, babysitter? Good. I don't want to knock you off too early. I figure I can get a couple more hours of fun out of you tonight.
You little.
Might as well quit, kiddo. I've already been called everything. The one I like best is the babysitter killer of Avenue B.
That was a mean trick, dropping that bucket of water over the door.
Please don't tell anybody, please.
Well, I don't know.
Please don't. That trick's strictly amateur stuff. You'll ruin my reputation around the neighborhood.
Well, you'll be good on...
I'll do the best I can. But I'm just a fun-loving little monster. Okay, let's get some action around here. Whoa!
Sorry I'm late. How's the babysitting business? Business? It's
Don't worry, the wagon train will be along any second now. Bobby promised he'd be good if we read to him. So Patty went to get his book.
I have both babies in the other bedroom. They're sleeping beautifully. After a while, I'll move them to number 6. Well, here's his bedtime storybook, The Life and Times of Jack the Ripper.
You didn't go for that Mother Goose jazz, did you?
I have to get back to my nursery. If you need me, call.
My healthy little body is too charged with energy to listen to a book. I want you to play a game with me.
I know a nice little game I'd like to play with you.
Richard, I think that's illegal.
I want to play pin the tail on the donkey.
All right, if it'll keep him out of trouble, I'll play with him.
I'll play with you, but we won't play pin the tail on the donkey.
Okay, I ain't got no donkey anyway. We'll play finger in the ear.
Finger in the ear?
I close my eyes and see if I can put my finger in your ear without looking.
Okay, but we'll do it the other way around. I'll put my finger in your ear.
Well, okay. Okay.
Richard, put him into bed. He's asleep.
Ain't that sweet?
Shh. Yes, it is. And you've been very sweet, too. The last 5 minutes, anyway.
Don't turn
turn it up. You might wake Edmund. I'll just look at it without any sound. Good.
Everything's quiet, huh?
At last.
Oh, boy, I'm just naturally good at being bad.
Put him in bed, baby. I'll get him to sleep. Perhaps you'd better go too and let me handle Bobby.
Oh, no, I got us into this. I'll handle him.
You're the boss.
You heard what she said. And from now on, I'm gonna boss. Sit there. Mother Goose. Old Mother Hubbard went to the cupboard to get her poor dog a bone. When she got there, the cupboard was bare, and so the poor dog had none.
Oh, look at the puppy in the picture.
There's no puppy.
There, a little bitty puppy. I can see it. Look closer.
Where? I don't care how permissive your parents are.
Kiddo.
That Bobby's not to be believed. I don't know what he'll do next.
I think we'd better find out. I'll go peek in the Gresham's kitchen to see what he's up to.
The parents are back.
Well, how's Rollo? He's all right, isn't he?
Oh, he's fine. He's a number 6, and so are Edmund and the other babies.
Where's Bobby?
Bobby!
I'm in the kitchen, Patty. Come on in. I've got a big surprise for you.
A surprise. Isn't that sweet?
Why don't you go in and you surprise him?
Bobby?
You all messy, Patty? I'll clean you off. Boy, oh boy, I'm ready. Not tonight.
If you're not, you're sure gonna be. Come here.
Kathy, you look beautiful. If you didn't have a date tonight, I'd take you to that dance myself.
Thank you, Uncle Martin.
Isn't Patty ready yet?
She's putting on the finishing touches.
Raising a daughter is really an education. For instance, men always wonder when it is you women start being late for dates. You start in your teens.
We need to practice.
How do you like my new dress?
You look too good for Richard Harrison. So you must have really impressed him with your business ability for him to break his date with Sue Ellen and take you out.
I didn't impress him. I put him in a state of shock. He's taking me out because he says I'm helpless without him.
That's a marvelous approach, dear. Remember it.
You mean it's been used before?
Well, I won't say it's old, but I'd be willing to bet that Eve asked Adam if he'd mind reaching up and pulling down the branch so she could pick the apple.
There's the boy.
Hi.
Hi, Patty. Good evening. Hi, Kathy. Here's your corsage.
Thank you, Craig.
Here's the corsage I brought for you, Patty. And here's one I found on the doorstep.
On the doorstep? To Patty from a secret admirer.
Oh, some guy's got a lot of nerve. Who sent it?
How do I know? Is a girl expected to know all her secret admirers?
Well, let me see it. Bobby. Bobby? That little monster. That's some secret admirer.
Don't laugh. It was very sweet of him. Gives you kind of a warm feeling to know you reformed a bad little boy.
Whatever you say.
Here's Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair! But they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are
Strychnine or sulfuric acid? Sulfuric acid.
And besides, strychnine leaves such an unpleasant aftertaste.
Go ahead, laugh. What do you care if the whole entire student body cries itself to sleep tonight?
Would you be willing to tell us what the whole entire student body will be crying about?
The basketball team. We're going to lose the big game.
Don't be silly, child. For the first time in 10 years, we've got a team that can't lose. With Stretch Edwards in there, we're a cinch to win the league title.
That's the point. He's not in there. He left school today.
Stretch can't leave. I mean, the big game is only a week away.
Hi, everybody. Isn't it lovely? It was expensive, but worth it.
Isn't that a Ferranti original?
That's right.
It's beautiful.
Only one in the world like it. I'm going to have shade made for it.
That's nice.
It's made of Carrara marble.
It's wonderful. Now, tell me about Stretch.
His father got a job in Detroit. They moved today.
Well, somebody should have talked to his parents.
They did. The principal, the coach, and the president of the student body. Is basketball really worth all that fuss?
It is when you spent 10 years with a losing team and you finally get a chance to make mincemeat out of the opposition. Why can't they fly Stretch back for the game?
Papo, if a student lives out of the district, he's ineligible.
And so everybody just sat around and did nothing while we lost the greatest center that Brooklyn Heights High ever had. Why didn't you tell me this before?
I just found out.
You'd think some public-spirited citizen would have stepped forward and offered his home for this boy.
Like who?
Like us. He could have stayed here.
Martin, let's not get carried away.
Now, Natalie, it would only have been for a week. Brooklyn Heights hasn't won a championship for 10 years. Where's your loyalty?
It's a shame it's too late.
Yeah, he's probably halfway to Detroit by now.
You mean you would really have invited him to stay here?
Certainly. Why, if that boy weren't on his way to Detroit, he'd be an honored guest in this home tonight.
You can come in now, Stretch.
Yeah. Come on in, Stretch.
I sure appreciate your hospitality, Mrs. Lane. Thank you, sir.
They don't make Carrara marble like these.
Meet Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. But Kathy's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair! They're cousins. Cousins all the way. One pair of mystical kids, different as night and day. Where Kathy adores a minuet, the ballet Russe and Cougar Suzette.
You sure cook a lot like my mother, Mrs. Lane.
I imagine she spends most of her time in the kitchen.
She always said I could eat faster than she could cook.
I believe her.
Basketball players have to eat a lot to keep up their energy. There certainly is a lot of them to keep up, isn't there? I'm going to be a basketball player, too, as soon as I put a little height on. Say, while you're here, you think you could teach me some basketball plays?
Stick to checkers.
Boy, when I grow 6 more inches, am I going to get you?
I'll clear the table. Why don't you go in the other room?
I'd like to help, Mrs. Lane.
No, never mind. The girls will help her.
I really want to help. I appreciate everything you've done for me.
Gee, did you hurt yourself?
No, I'm fine. It's okay.
I'll have it raised.
Thanks. Let me help you, Mrs. Lane. Gosh, I'm sorry.
Oh, don't give it another thought, boy. That just goes to prove what great shape you're in. Right?
Wrong.
These should work nicely. Cuckoo, one for each foot. Isn't it wild having Stretch here? He's a bit awkward, isn't he? Not on a basketball court, he's not. Stretch Edwards is the greatest center Brooklyn Heights High ever had. So he can toss a ball in the basket. He scored over 30 points in all the games this year. If Stretch Edwards isn't great, I'd like to know who is. Vladimir Horowitz. Where does he play? Philharmonic? Oh, that's Vladimir Horowitz. Boy, wait till I tell the guys Stretch Edwards slept here. They'll flip. I sure wish he'd teach me how to play basketball.
Gee, this looks great.
All set, Stretch. We put an extension on for you.
Oh, it feels good.
Fit?
Sure does. Perfect.
Good. You sure you're comfortable?
Sure. Nice lot.
Good night, Stretch. Good night, Patty.
Good night.
Good night, Ross. Sleep well. Night, Stretch.
Night, Ross.
What are you doing?
Figuring our losses. Let's see, $85 for the lamp, $6 for dishes, about $200 for a new refrigerator.
Honey, accidents can happen.
Especially with Stretch around. It's like having King Kong in the house.
It's always a little awkward.
Say his folks moved to Detroit.
Yeah?
I wonder if they gave him the address.
How much?
Backward? Oh, it's $14.95. Now, don't worry about it. When Stretch leaves, Ross can use it. Hey, come on, Stretch. Try a few shots.
Come on. Come on, Stretch.
Great, Stretch. Beautiful.
Isn't it a little close to the house?
Certainly not. That boy's got the eye of an eagle.
And the grace of a hippo.
There you go. Come on, Stretch. Let's go. Dad. Come on, show out.
Come on, Stretch. Let's try a little teamwork.
You'd better not, Mr. Lane. I throw him kind of hard.
The harder, the better. I used to play a little basketball myself. Okay, Stretch. Come on, let's start. Now, hit me right under the basket.
One broken window. $25.
Good evening, Coach Coughlin.
Oh, good evening, Mrs. Lane. I hope I'm not intruding.
Oh, not at all. They're playing the Purdue-Stanford game in the living room.
Oh, Rob.
Come on in.
Coach Coughlin. Mark. Good evening. You know everyone.
Yes.
Hello,
Hi,
everyone.
Coach.
Hi, Patty.
Won't you sit down?
Hi, Patty. I don't want to seem premature, Coach, but congratulations. For what? For coaching the first Brooklyn Heights champions in 10 years. Does anybody here know my wife?
Well, yes. Mrs. Colburn is my English literature teacher.
Well, when I got up this morning, I said to her, Florence, only 6 more days and I'll have that silver cup right in my hand. And she said, Horace, you haven't got a chance. And I said, why? And she said, because he's flunking. And I said, who? And she said, Stretch Edwards. Well, when I came to, I said, if it's close, Florence, let him pass. Please, Flo. And she said, how can I? He's got a semester average of 27 out of a possible 100. I made a deal with her. The final examination is Friday. She said she'll pass you if you get a B.
Thanks, Coach. You're all heart.
No, just level with me. Don't let me get my hopes up high. Can you get a B?
No.
Thanks. Have a nice trip to Detroit. Isn't there any chance you could pass that test?
Not even if my own mother gave it to me.
Well, it was a beautiful dream while it lasted.
No B, no game. Of course Stretch can play, if he wants to.
He can?
Certainly. You are all arguing on a false premise.
But I still have to pass that test.
I know. That is the simplest thing in the world. Edgar Allan Poe, American author and critic, born 1809, died 1849. Among his stories were The Murders of the Rue Morgue and The Purloined Letter. His poems, The Raven, The Bells, and Annabel Lee, are noted for their fantastic imagery. Great! Do you think it'll really work? Of course it will. It's psychologically motivated. Repetition is impressed upon the subconscious so that he can draw on the information at any time he pleases. It's a kooky way to win a basketball game, but who might argue with science?
There it is, Stretch. The unconscious teacher. Well, we're going to win this game.
I don't get it.
It's a revolutionary educational technique. It's a cinch. You learn while you're asleep.
I don't learn when I'm wide awake.
You've got to think positive.
Positively.
So I said, positively.
Well, let's pop into bed, Stretch.
Now? It's only 8 o'clock, Mr. Lane. Who goes to bed at 8 o'clock?
I do.
I never go to sleep before 10 o'clock.
Well, this night is different. This is going to be the most rewarding night's sleep you've ever had. And tomorrow morning, those questions will be what you call a snap.
You mean I have to listen to that all night?
You don't have to do anything. Your subconscious will do all the work.
Now, let's get under the covers.
How do you sleep at 8 o'clock?
Try closing your eyes for a starter. Good night, Stretch. Good night, Patty. Good night, Patty. Good night, Rob. Good night, Patty. Deep breath.
Give the boy a chance. Okay. Now, you be quiet.
I won't even brush my teeth.
Good. Stretch, I'm sorry. It was an accident. Stretch, do you hear me? It was just an accident. I'm sorry.
He's asleep. Edgar Allan Poe, American author and critic, born 1809.
It's not going to keep you awake, is it?
Died 18. Can't even hear it.
Good.
Murders of the Rue Morgue and The Purloined Letter. His poems, The Raven, Edgar Allan Poe, American author and Good morning. Come on, Kath, let's get started.
Yeah, go ahead, Kathy. Fire away.
Who was Thomas Paine?
Thomas Paine. Thomas Paine. The forward of Clinton High.
Wrong team, Stretch. He was the forward for the Minutemen. You remember? The Age of Reason, The Rights of Man. What about Edgar Allan Poe?
The writer?
I knew he could do it.
He wrote... I'm sorry.
What about Bret Hart?
It's no use. I just don't know.
Sure you do. He wrote... What did he write? The Outcast of Poker Flats, Plain Language from Truthful James, and The Luck of the Roaring Camp.
I guess I'm just dumb. It was nice of you to try and help me, but I'm hopeless.
Stretch.
There goes our last hope.
I'm sorry, darling.
I can't understand the machine not working. I can't either. Everyone knows that Edgar Allan Poe wrote The Bells, The Raven, and The Purloined Letter, that Robert Louis Stevenson wrote Treasure Island and Kidnapped. Didn't work, huh? Listen to him.
Great. Now all we have to do is teach him how to shoot a basket, stretch him 4 feet 5, and everything will be fine.
Stretch? You're not leaving.
What's there to stay for?
A lot of people are depending upon you.
And I've let them all down. 17 years old and a failure.
No, you're not. Oh, why, you're the school hero.
Some hero. When I was born, I was a little baby. I mean, little. I was just like everybody else until I was 10. Then all of a sudden, I shot up. And now all I'm good for is playing basketball and helping my father paint the ceiling. Believe me, I wish I needed a ladder. I feel like a freak.
You mustn't feel like that, Stretch. I feel silly calling you Stretch. What is your real name?
Elliot.
I've felt like a freak too, Elliot. My father is a foreign correspondent. Ever since I was a baby, I've traveled all over the world with him.
That sounds great.
Oh, it was. Except that everywhere we went, I was the new kid. It's not easy for me to make friends. I'm not as outgoing as Patty. So, when I finally did manage to make friends in a new school, in a new country, we'd move on and I'd have to begin all over again.
That's rough, Kathy.
I learned to fight in a lot of languages. You have no real problem, Elliot. You're tall and a very good athlete. And I'll bet you're very bright, too.
You know better than that. You're in my English lit class. I'm a dunce.
No, you're not. I've seen you in sessions with Coach Coughlin. Those plays are so complicated I couldn't follow them.
That's different. That stuff's simple.
Is it? Would you show me?
Sure. Everything's with numbers. For instance, this is number 12. I'm at center. I pass the ball to the forward, who flips it over to the guard. Guard feints and passes it over to the point man. The point man takes it and dribbles over to the other forward, who passes it across to the other guard. The guard takes and dribbles down to the other forward, who gives it back to me. I take it and pass it over to the guard. He dribbles down to the other forward, who passes the ball to me. I take it and wham.
12 means all of that?
That's one of the simple ones. We've got 35 plays. Some of them are real tricky.
And you've memorized them all by numbers.
It's easy.
Elliot, I want you to listen to me. You are going to pass that exam.
Me?
You. And we're going to do it by the numbers. Something to keep your strength up.
Gee, thanks.
That's all right. How's it going? Beautifully. Listen. Now, by the numbers. 11. Hup!
11, Robert Louis Stevenson. Born 1850, died 1894. Wrote Kidnapped, Treasure Island, The Master of Ball and Tray.
Right. 17. Hup!
17, Mark Twain, pseudonym Samuel Langhorne Clemens. Born 1835, died 1910. Wrote Tom Sawyer, Huckleberry Finn, Connecticut Yankee.
That's great, Stretch.
You know something?
What?
It's easy with you calling the signals, but who's going to quarterback during the examination?
We'll worry about that later. Let me handle that when the time comes. No, thank you. Right now, we've got to get those signals. 77. Hup!
77, Edgar Allan Poe, American author and critic. Born 1809, died 1849. He wrote... Bells, a purloined letter, and,
Is everything all arranged? Jack will be outside the classroom window in exactly 8 minutes. Good show. Hi.
Hi.
Elliot, how do you feel?
I feel a little dizzy.
You'll be all right.
I hope so.
He looks kind of green. He feels a bit warm. He's just nervous about the test.
This is the final examination in English literature. It concerns the lives and works of writers we've discussed in class. Now, you have an hour to complete the examination, and you may begin now.
Mrs. Coughlin?
Yes, Kathy?
It's terribly warm in here. May I open the window?
Certainly.
Thank you.
We're for Brooklyn, and no one could be prouder. And if you cannot hear us, we'll yell a little louder. We're for 11!
Hello, Mrs. Coughlin.
That noise is disconcerting, Kathy. Would you mind closing the window?
terribly warm in here, isn't it?
No, it's not. It's too much noise.
Mrs. Coughlin?
Yes, Kathy.
I still think it's terribly warm in here. The temperature must be at least 77. Mrs. Coughlin?
What is it now?
The clock says it's 14 after 10. Actually, it's 16 after.
Well, thank you for calling it to our attention. Don't do it again.
Mrs. Coughlin.
Kathy.
This is room 19, isn't it? I want to put it at the head of my paper.
I want you to finish the balance of this examination in the assembly hall. Right now.
Hello, darling. You're home early.
Well, I'm just covering the local sporting scene. You heard anything yet?
Nothing yet. Shouldn't be long now.
Well? He flunked.
Everything went fine until Mrs. Coughlin closed the window.
What's that got to do with the examination?
Oh, nothing.
Kathy.
I tried to help him, but Mrs. Coughlin got a little disagreeable about it and insisted I leave the room.
You didn't cheat, Kathy.
Not really. I was just calling the signals, and Mrs. Coughlin didn't let me finish.
There goes the old ball game.
Who's the boy we all back? Stretch!
What are you cheering about?
Stretch past the exam. He's going to play. It worked.
I don't believe it.
He didn't either.
Well, congratulations. We just heard.
We knew you could do it, boy. Wonderful. What a
Sit down here.
There was nothing to it. The boy is a brain. And we're going to play in the league finals, and we're going to win.
Yeah!
Aren't we, Stretch boy? Rickety rack, rickety rack. Who's the boy? We all back.
Elliot!
I sure appreciate the confidence you people have in me.
We knew you could do it, Elliot.
All of a sudden, it came easy. I didn't need the numbers anymore. I just looked at the questions and wrote down the answers.
Oh, I can see the look in the other coaches' faces. You know what I said to my wife this morning? I said, Florence, you know that picture of your mother on the mantelpiece? And she said, yeah, well, what about it? I said, well, take it down. You know why? Because that's where the silver cup is going to go. You know why she's not going to take that picture down, Stretch?
Why?
Because you've got the measles.
The measles?
The measles?
I've waited 10 long years for this day. And what do I end up with on my mantle? My mother-in-law.
How do you feel?
Okay. I'm sure sorry, Kathy.
Why?
I've been nothing but trouble. Now you've got me for 2 more weeks.
I don't mind. I'm beginning to like athletes a lot. What you're doing for us is terribly nice.
Oh, it isn't anything.
Don't forget to drink your water, Elliot. Good night.
Good night. Number 68. The center pushes the ball to the guard, who flips it over to the forward. The forward takes the ball and dribbles up to the point man. The point man takes it and dribbles out of the center.
Here's Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair! But they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins.
There's a new horror picture at the Ritz.
I'll see if I have enough money.
Let me know.
Congratulations, Patty. What'd I do?
Maybe you won a sweepstakes or something.
Let's see what the Jungle Drums are saying.
Hi, Patty.
Congratulations.
What are you talking about? Haven't you heard? You're up for the presidency of the Girls' League.
Me? I nominated my cousin Kathy. Kathy made it too.
How about that? You and Kathy are running against one another.
Oh, no.
I think it's wonderful having two presidential candidates under the same roof.
But I couldn't run against Patty. The Girls' League needs someone who's popular. What they call a wheel. I'll withdraw. Oh, no, you'd make a better president than I would. They need someone with culture. You've lived all over Europe. You speak French. I'll withdraw.
Well, just a minute. If you've both been accepted as nominees, neither one of you can withdraw.
What's going to stop us?
What do you think would happen to our whole political system if a nominee withdrew just because he liked his opponent?
You see, you could undermine the whole structure of our country.
I'm serious. Which one of you wins is not important. The important thing is that you get in there and try.
Yeah, beat each other's brains out. Kathy and me to fight one another, Papa?
I'm not sure this is such a good idea, Martin.
Well, there's nothing personal in it. Politics is a healthy form of competition. I've covered hundreds of campaigns. Everybody blows off a lot of steam, but when it's all over, there aren't any hard feelings. When you girls were accepted as candidates, you were given a responsibility to campaign to the best of your ability. Well, you owe that to your schoolmates, both of you.
When do you two make your speeches?
We're supposed to fire the opening guns in our U.S. history class tomorrow. If you get elected, can I get in on the graft?
Boss, doesn't the honor involved make any impression on you?
Only the graft.
Meet Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair! But they're cousins, identical cousins all the way. One pair of matching bouquets, different as night and day. Where Kathy adores a minuet, the ballet russe, and crepe Suzette. Our Patty loves to rock and roll, a hot dog makes her lose control. What a wild duet, still they're cousins, identical cousins, and you find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
Don't worry, Kath. I'll find an excuse not to run. I'll probably flunk in Latin anyway, and they'll disqualify me. I won't let you fail in Latin. They need a dynamo like you. I know I'd make a great president, but they could use someone with brains, like you. I'd be selfish if I ran. If you were president, it would not only be good for the League, it would be good for you. What do you mean? Well, it might help to give you a sense of responsibility. Is that so? Well, there's no point in taking chances on getting someone's feelings hurt. It'd be a landslide anyway. No, it wouldn't. You'd get a lot of votes, Patty. I meant it would be a landslide for me. You? You're silly. You're not really qualified to be a president. You said so yourself. You nominated me because they need someone with culture and brains. Well, I was being unselfish, too. I nominated you because I thought if you became a little more social around the campus, you might be able to get a date for the mashed potato ball. I can get a date any time I like. There's just no one I care to go out with. I nominated you because I thought it might help you to grow up. I thought it was time you had a little more on your mind than milkshakes and Richard Harrison. Not necessarily in that order. Oh, really? All right. You just got yourself an opponent. I'm not much of a speaker. In fact, I'm not much of a politician. My esteemed opponent, Patty, is a wonderful girl, and she is a go-getter. The trouble is that when you want her to get, she's usually too busy going. It all depends on what qualities the Girls' League wants in a president. If you're looking for someone who can do the bossa nova and the baked potato, vote for Patty. But if you want someone who isn't flighty, someone who will dedicate herself to the tasks at hand with intelligence and integrity, then I ask that you vote for me. Thank you.
And now we'll hear from our next candidate, Patty Lane.
Thank you, Kathy. Well, at least I know the difference between the mashed potato and a baked potato. One is a dance, the other is a vegetable. One of the most important functions of the Girls' League is to set up extracurricular activities for its members. Kathy's idea of having a ball is to play chess all night. If you want chess and classical concerts, elect her. But if you want a program of real fun, elect me.
And now our third candidate, Susan Baxter. Vote for me.
And then she called on me, and I got up and talked. It was the first speech I had ever made.
Were you nervous?
Not after I started. I'll bet you were smashed. Well, I did reasonably well, I think. For someone who was only interested in chess.
I didn't mean that, Kath. It was just campaign talk. You know, like calling someone flighty.
What did I tell you? Democracy in action.
And if I'm elected president of the Girls' League, I pledge to fight for more student dances. We need more guest speakers. We want more freedom in our choice of clothes. I say we should be more concerned with curriculum than with clothes. Kathy's been living in Europe. Maybe she'd understand our problems better if they were in French. I have a straight-A average. What is Patty's answer to that? Who wants a grind for president? In 2 years, we will be going to college. Let's not elect a president who has milkshakes for brains. The Girls' League should support our school sports. If Kathy is elected, we'll all be tripping over cricket wickets.
Vote for me.
Quo vadis, Richard?
Great, Patty. Of course, it's still pretty early. You know what I think we should do?
What?
Set up a regular campaign headquarters, the way they do in the national elections.
Crazy, Richard, with buttons and stickers and everything.
That's a ticket.
And I know just where to set up headquarters.
Good morning.
Yes, again.
Good evening.
Don't look now, but I think World War III has just broken out. Welcome to National Headquarters.
Yeah, but Patty and Kathy share this room.
They did. Kathy took one look at this and fled from the house.
It's the lowest trick I've ever heard of. She's turned our bedroom into her campaign headquarters.
That's pretty terrible, all right.
I could kill myself.
Because your cousin's such a sneak?
No, because I didn't think of it first. Come on.
Where to?
We're going to counterattack. Can I help you, Kathy? You've already helped me by letting me have your room, Ross. You're certain you won't mind sleeping on the couch? For 50 cents a night, I'd sleep on the roof. Are you sure Conrad Hilton started this way?
The banner's up.
Good. I wonder what the sneak is up to. I wonder what the sneak is up to.
They've got the banner up.
Never trust a relative.
Gee, Patty, you practically threw her out of here. She had to go somewhere.
Whose side are you on?
Well, yours, only I hate to see women go to war. At least men are logical.
I wish I knew what she was doing.
What's the difference?
It's just good strategy to know what the enemy has up her sleeve. Hi, group. Say, what do you hear from the White House? And you. You gave her your room, you traitor. That's a lie. I'm renting it to her. Ross. Yes, Mr. President? How'd you like to be a spy? I'm too young to get shot. For $1? You just bought yourself a spy. Who do I shoot? I can't get into Kathy's headquarters, but you can. Gee, I don't know, sis. All you have to do is let me know what's going on in there, what she's planning. I'll take my money in advance. Richard, give him $1 for me, will you?
I wonder if campaign contributions are deductible.
Now, I want you to get me all the information you can. I feel like Mata Hari. Is the new campaign slogan ready?
And they're still working on it.
What's it gonna say?
Take the right lane, Patty. How's that for a slogan?
Take the right lane, Patty. That's great, Richard. By the way, where are you gonna put it?
In the school corridor tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. It'll be the first thing the kids see when they get to school.
Hi, Kenny. What are your plans? We're going to have a rally at noon tomorrow. How many L's in rally?
Tomorrow afternoon, we can put up the campaign posters. We can do it as soon as school is over.
Tomorrow afternoon will be too late. What? Nothing. Do you know what we lack? A good, effective campaign slogan. Kathy? Yes, Rod. How would you like to hire a counter spy? Look! We've been taken. Would you please ask Kathy to pass the salt?
Kathy, would you pass... Aren't you talking to her?
I'd rather not discuss it.
Then I'm afraid you'll have to try a salt-free diet.
Would you please ask Patty to pass the bread, Uncle Martin?
Well, even in national presidential campaigns, the candidates still talk to one another.
But they don't call their opponents spindle-headed bores. And they don't accuse their opponents of having milkshake for brains. They do if it's true. As for you, do you know what you are? Sure, an operator. You have to fight fire with fire. Listen, you, I've had...
Time! Now, what is this all about?
Kathy is running a vicious, underhanded campaign. I can't help it if the truth hurts. The students don't want an electronic brain for president. They want a natural-born leader, like me.
Now, wait a minute. Let's declare the dining room neutral territory, okay?
It's too late. And it's your fault.
My fault? I'm not even running.
Maybe you should start. I asked you to let both of them withdraw in the beginning, King Solomon.
Well, you were wrong. This is nothing but a little healthy letting off of steam. Ross, would you ask your mother to pass me the butter?
Couldn't you sleep either?
No. There's too much political tension in the air.
I'll fix that for you.
Oh, thanks. You know, I'm sorry about that little scene at dinner tonight.
We both acted like children.
You know, it's really ridiculous of us to worry about the girls. They love one another.
I know.
They couldn't be closer if they were sisters.
I know.
Well, what are we so worried about?
Martin, what if Kathy's elected? What about Patty?
What do you mean?
Patty won't like it one bit. She's a born winner.
Well, maybe it's time she had a little experience as a loser.
Patty would take it very hard if she lost. So would Kathy.
Oh, look, Natalie, I've covered hundreds of campaigns.
This isn't a smoke-filled caucus room. These are two sensitive girls competing with each other, and they're beginning to beat each other's brains out. What do you want, mayonnaise or mustard?
I'll vote for mustard.
I'll take mayonnaise. I heard on tonight's grapevine that Richard's going to take a straw ballot.
How'd it come out?
Ross doesn't know yet.
Ross, he's your grapevine?
Don't laugh. I think there's a good chance Ross could come out of this election a millionaire. Martin, what does a straw ballot mean?
Well, if Richard's handling it, I don't think it means anything. How could anybody win with Richard running their campaign?
I think he's a sweet boy.
Well, I didn't say he wasn't. He just shouldn't be running anything.
Isn't it terrible? I don't even want to hear what the results are, period. I don't even know who to root for.
Oh, we're being silly. Now, it looks like a big problem now, but in a few days we'll be laughing about all this.
Are you sure?
I'm positive. The election will be over, the winner and the loser will be buddies again, and all of these attacks on each other will be forgotten. You just wait and see.
Here's your sandwich.
I'm not hungry.
Neither am I.
How's it look? Shake the milkshake kid. Vote for Kathy. That's fine, Mary. Try to get them out by tonight, and we'll distribute them in all of Patty's classes tomorrow. Right, Chief? Ted, how do you like it?
Fine.
Is anything wrong?
Well, Kathy, can I see you a minute? Richard took a straw ballot, so I thought we should take one. I just got the results.
What were they?
Well, I'm going to give it to you straight. Patty got 50%. You got 30%. Susan got 15%, and 5% voted for Rock Hudson.
Well, I suppose that's it then.
But we're not licked yet. The reason Patty has such a big edge is because everyone knows her. Don't forget, she's been going here since she was a freshman.
Well, it's too late for me to become a freshman.
Ah, but it's not too late for everyone to get to know you.
How?
By challenging her to a debate.
A debate?
A debate helped elect a president of the United States.
The Lincoln-Douglas debate in 1860.
You have been away a long time. Look, we could hold it in the big gym. The entire girls' league would get a chance to hear you.
It's a marvelous idea, Ted.
There's only one problem. Patty might refuse.
Not Patty. She's too much of an egomaniac. That egomaniac. Challenging me to a debate. Well, we know what to say to her.
Right. We say no.
No.
Why don't you challenge her to a game of handball?
You think she can out-debate me?
That's not the point. Ross sold me a copy of that straw vote that Kathy took. We're ahead. All we have to do to win is sit tight. Everybody knows you. If you debate with her, everybody will get a chance to know Kathy.
That's good.
That's bad. I have a feeling we better not tangle with her.
I have a feeling we better. We debate. Hello. I just wanted to let you know I accept your challenge. I knew you would. I'm only doing it to give you a fighting chance. I've already won the election. If you're referring to that straw ballot of Richard's, it doesn't mean a thing. Well, I bet it would if you were winning. I suppose it would. I shouldn't have said that. You were right. What's a straw ballot anyway? Especially with Richard taking it. I wish we had never gotten involved in this, Patty. So do I. This whole thing's gotten bigger than both of us. It almost seems as though you have to be mean to win. That's politics. Well, it will all be over soon. Yeah. Gee, this is the first friendly conversation we've had in a long time. Feels good. I know. Patty, perhaps we shouldn't go ahead with the debate. I thought you wanted it. I did. But now I think I'd feel better if we didn't go ahead with it. All right, if you're worried about it, we can call it off. I wasn't worried for me. I was thinking about you. Me? I never told you this, but I was the debating champion of Mrs. Tuttles of Mountain Briar. Well, this isn't Mrs. Tuttles of Mountain Briar, cousin. This is Brooklyn Heights, my territory. I was only trying to help you, but you're too pig-headed. All right, we debate. Right, we debate. Elect Patty, and the entire student body will be dancing in the corridors with a hot dog in one hand and a milkshake in the other. She'll turn Brooklyn Heights High into an amusement park. A school should mean more than that. Patty's a prominent personality and a promising promoter, but she is not a president. If the Girls' League votes for Patty tomorrow, It will be making a grave mistake. Thank you.
And now for her summation, Patty Lane.
If you have a Kathy Lane for a friend, you don't need an enemy. What's wrong with a little dancing in the corridors? Things are lively around here, and we're going to keep them that way. What we need is a president who knows our problems. If Kathy is elected president, our biggest problem will be our president. She turned my own sweet brother, who adored me, into a Benedict Arnold. Let's not turn her loose on strangers. Keep her out of office. If she's elected, you'll be setting our school back 50 years. Thank you.
And now for the summation of our third candidate, Susan Baxter. Vote for me. The stewards have just finished tallying the votes. This has been the most closely contested election in the history of the school. The candidates put up a hard fight. In fact, one could have wished for a little less heat and a lot more light. Things were said during this campaign that could have been put under the heading of battle fever. Now that the election is over, I hope these things will be forgotten and all the bitterness put aside in the best tradition of American fair play. And now, let's see who the new president of the Girls' League is.
I got here as quickly as I could. What's happened?
Patty's running away from home.
Well, how do you know?
Come upstairs. There.
Why would she do this?
Kathy must have won the election and Patty couldn't face it.
Where is Patty?
I can't find her anywhere. I phoned you as soon as I saw this.
I've heard of bad losers, but this is ridiculous.
There's a lot of bitterness between them. Patty always felt that she's the more popular. It must have killed her to have Kathy show her up.
Well, it's time Patty found out life is not one big popularity contest.
Write it to her when she gets settled.
We better hurry with that suitcase.
It's all ready.
Hold it.
How could you do this?
I might have known you were mixed up in this. Young lady, you are not going anywhere.
What are you talking about?
You and Kathy, you are going to sit down woman to woman and settle your differences.
There's no point in that. We both...
Oh, yes, there is. You both belong here.
Of course we do.
Then you'll stay?
Sure, Papa.
That's my girl.
Boy, you sure have an emotional family.
Hello.
Say hello.
Hello.
There, that's better.
Better than what?
Cool it. Now, Patty and Kathy, we were a very happy family before this election, and we are going to be a happy family again. Now, isn't that what you really want, both of you?
Sure. We never...
Good. Now, just because Kathy won the election, you can't...
I didn't win.
You won, and you're still going to run...
I didn't win.
You didn't?
No. Kathy and I knocked each other out of the box. Susan Baxter won, the dark horse.
What about the suitcase?
Yeah, what about it? Listen, I don't mean to be a nag, but we better get it down. That truck will be here any minute.
Truck? The first thing Susan did as president was start a drive for the Salvation Army. We're contributing all our old clothes and things to it.
You mean you had no intention of running away?
Of course not. Kathy and I buried the hatchet. In each other, but we buried it.
Well, I told you it would be all right.
Don't you know you couldn't dynamite us out of here? Where else would we find a family like this with color television? Come on. I'd better get ready. Ted is taking me to the mashed potato ball tonight.
Oh, I'm so proud of him I could burst.
So am I. I'm glad it's all over.
Hi, group. Boy, have I got good news for you. Guess who got nominated for president of the 5th grade?
Miss Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair! But they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find
They laugh alike.
they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
Oh, we're going to give you two some real competition tonight in that dance contest.
Ted, I'm not going to enter the contest.
Why not?
I'm not good enough. Of course you are. I'm sure you'll win.
I should. It's my house.
I'm counting on you tonight, Kathy.
Well, gotta go. Come on, Ted. See you tonight. And don't get too tired. Practice sitting out a few. That's more fun. Bye.
Bye.
I'll see you tonight, Kathy.
Goodbye, Ted.
Imagine you not knowing the Hammer. If my father were a foreign correspondent and I traveled all over the world with him, I'd know every dance there was.
Father and I went to the ballet quite often.
I'll bet.
I've never been in a dance contest before. I'm a bit nervous.
It's just a bunch of kids coming over for some laughs. It's nothing to be nervous about.
I wish I had your confidence. You're not afraid of anything.
That's because there's nothing to be afraid of. It's all in your mind. Mom, can I tell her the bad news?
I'll do it. I just spoke to the doctor. I made a 4 o'clock appointment for you today.
For what?
For your flu shot.
Boy, do they use a long needle.
Flu shot? Today?
Today. You've been putting it off every week for a month. Now, you're not stalling any longer.
Mom, I can't go today. I don't feel well.
Oh, what's wrong this time?
Same as last time. She's a coward.
I'm not. I have this terrible headache.
Last week you had a stomach ache. The week before that you had a backache. Before that it was a stiff neck.
That's what I mean. I'm a pretty sick kid.
You're as healthy as a horse.
I may be a healthy horse, but I'm a sick kid. Besides, I hate flu shots. They hurt like the dickens. Don't they, Kathy?
No.
Who asked you? Mom, I can't get a shot today. I'm giving a party here tonight.
No shot, no party. You better get started.
No, that needle must be a foot long.
Out!
I wish I could watch.
Meet Kathy, who's lived everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square.
I don't understand you, Patty. Why are you so upset over a little flu shot? Shots don't hurt. Maybe they don't hurt you, but... Shots don't hurt you? Of course not.
Kathy, I've got a great idea.
I don't like it. You haven't heard it yet.
All I want you to do is go to the doctor and get the shot in my place. You mean, because we look alike, the doctor won't know the difference and he'll give me the shot thinking I'm you?
Yeah, it's a wonderful idea.
And it will work, too. Except for one little thing.
What?
I won't do it.
How can you turn down a blood relative?
I've already had my flu shot. And besides, my taking your shot isn't going to immunize you. You should take the shot. It will keep you healthy.
I don't want to be healthy. I'm a sick kid and I want to stay that way.
Patty? She's coming on, Natalie. Come on.
Follow me.
Don't be such a coward. You're not afraid of anything because there's nothing to be afraid of.
That's what you said. I lied.
Kathy, I want you to go to the doctor with Patty and see that she gets her shot.
All right, Aunt Natalie.
Can I go too? I'll help hold her. Why don't we do it tomorrow? My horoscope says it's a bad day for flu shots.
Come on, Patty. A coward dies 1,000 deaths. A brave man only once. I'm going to my my execution and she quotes poetry. Remember me! You know, I'll bet Patty talks Kathy into taking her shot for her.
Dr. Williams, please. This is Natalie Lane. Hello, doctor. No, she's on her way. I just called to warn you. This time she may try to pretend she's her cousin. Good. Oh, and doctor, be gentle with her. Patty's a very sensitive child.
He's not here. Let's go. No. I'll tell the doctor you're here. I'll be right back. You stay here. I'm too sick to see a doctor. You heard what your mother said. No shot, no party. Sit down. Pardon me.
Oh, hello, Patty. You're right on time.
I'm not Patty.
Oh, then you must be her cousin.
That's right. I'm Kathy.
I thought so.
I'll bring Patty in now.
No, that won't be necessary. Your mother called and warned me about you two.
That was my aunt who called.
Your mother became your aunt? When did she do that?
When she married my father's brother. I mean, Father and Uncle Martin look alike, and so do Patty and I. People mistake us, What did you do?
It's all over, Patty. Now you won't have to worry about getting the flu.
Hello? I wasn't worried. I've already had my flu shot.
It's the hospital, doctor. They're ready for you.
I'll be right there.
But, Doctor...
Patty, you're a very brave girl. We're all proud of you.
How do you feel? Fair. Are you going to tell your mother what happened? Of course I will. Sometime in the future. Are you going to get your shot? Of course I will. Sometime in the future. All right, all right. I'll go tomorrow, I promise. Only, in the meantime, let's not say anything to Mom. She's kind of, well, you know how old people are.
I didn't hear you come in. Did you go to the doctor?
Yes, ma'am?
Did you get your flu shot?
Yes, ma'am.
How do you feel?
Great.
You see, I'll bet it didn't even hurt.
I can honestly say I didn't feel a thing. Here, try this. Heat's great for swelling.
Here's your dress, dear. I ironed it and said, why haven't you two started to get ready yet? Your guests will be arriving soon. Kathy, what's the matter with your arm?
Nothing, Aunt Natalie.
Well, then why have you got a hot water
Mom,
bottle?
I have a confession to make. I didn't get that shot. Kathy did.
What?
It was an accident. I went in to tell the doctor that Patty was there. And he thought I was Patty. And before I knew it, ouch.
Oh, you poor baby.
I'm fine, really.
No, you stay in bed.
But I have to get dressed for the party.
I'm afraid there's not going to be any party for you tonight. I'm going to go call Dr. Williams.
Patty. I know how you feel, Kath. I'll tell you what. If you can't come down to the party, I won't either. Would you? Well, sure. Of course. If that's what you want me to do. Do you? No. You talked me out of it. For your sake, I'll go down, but I won't have a good time. You'd better call Ted and tell him. He was looking forward to the dance contest. Why don't we wait? Maybe the doctor will say it's all right.
I just spoke to the doctor. He says you're having a mild reaction to the shot. It happens occasionally. It's nothing to worry about. You stay in bed tonight, and you'll be fine in the morning.
I'm sure I'll be all right.
You stay in bed, young lady. Oh, I know it's a disappointment, but there'll be other parties. I'll get you an ice pack. The doctor said to apply cold to the arm.
So I'm not Ben Casey. I can't stand Ted up at the last minute. He'll never date me again. Never. I wish I could change places with you so that you could go to the party and I could... I can keep your date with Ted. What? He'll think it's you. You couldn't. Of course I could. You took my shot for me. The least I can do is date your boyfriend for you. Better than having him bring another girl. This way we'll keep him in the family. What about your date with Richard? I'll keep that too. You can't be both of us. When the boys come, there have to be two of us. You've got a point. Let me think. There are two boys coming over for two girls. And there's only one of you. Is there? Good evening, Ted, old chap. You're looking simply divine this evening. I don't talk like that. That's what you think. Oh, there you are, Ted, darling. I don't call him darling. You will tonight. But how can you fool both of them? Leave it to me. Patty, promise me one thing. What? You can kiss your date, but not mine. Promise? Promise. Gee, I hope I don't get confused. How do I look?
Lovely, darling.
You look like your mother did when she was your age. It brings back memories.
It wasn't that long ago.
You remember the first dance I ever took you to?
Yes, it was at Jean Ann Dockstetter's house.
That's right.
You wore a new blue pinstriped suit.
That's right.
And you danced every dance with Jean Ann Dockstetter.
That's wrong.
I know, but you did it anyway. They were shaking the shimmy, and she had more to shake than I did.
That's right.
You two aren't going to start reminiscing now, are you?
I thought you liked to hear about the Stone Age.
I do. Only my guest will be arriving any second.
All right, darling, the Flintstones are leaving. Ross is sleeping out tonight, and Mrs. Crown is coming in to supervise the party. Please don't give her a hard time.
We won't.
Have fun.
We will.
Come on, Ma.
Paul?
Bye.
What are you so jumpy about?
Me? Jumping? I guess it's just the tension of being a hostess.
Well, where's Kathy?
Who?
Your cousin, Kathy.
Oh, my cousin Kathy.
What's the matter with you?
Nothing. She's in the kitchen helping Margaret with the sandwich.
Is everyone here, Patty?
Now they are. Excuse me a minute.
Sure, she's in the kitchen making sandwiches.
Oh, here she is. Hello, Kathy.
Good evening, Ted.
Hello, Kathy.
Good evening, Mrs. Crown. I thought you'd never get here.
Well, I had to run an errand for my parents.
We haven't seen you all evening, Kathy. I understand you've been helping in the kitchen.
Yes, ma'am. Would you excuse me? Would you care to dance?
Sure.
She's a lovely girl.
Yeah. I wonder where Patty is. Hey, Pete, have you seen Patty?
Nope. I'll give you Henrietta.
I wonder where she went. She's just here.
There's a bunch in the den. Maybe she's there.
Oh, thanks.
Kathy? Kathy?
Oh, yes, Ted.
I'm really looking forward to the dance contest.
Are you?
Well, aren't you?
Oh, certainly. Only, Patty and Richard are so good, I don't think we stand a chance.
Oh, don't sell yourself short. You're much more graceful than Patty.
That's so. I mean, Patty is a natural-born dancer.
Well, she could use some of your modesty.
Ow! Oh, so sorry.
That's all right. What's the matter?
I'm suddenly terribly thirsty. Would you mind getting me a drink?
Well, all right. I'll be right back.
just saw her with Ted.
Where have you been? I've been looking all over for you.
Where have I been? I've been looking all over for you. Let's dance.
All right. Can we dance a little faster, please?
If you say so. Is this fast enough?
Hey, Patty, have you seen Kathy?
Oh, hi there, Teddo. I think she's in the hall.
Thanks. She's thirsty.
What are you stopping for?
Excuse me, Richard, I have to powder my nose.
In the middle of a dance?
I can't wait, it's very shiny.
Here's someone who can prove my point. Kathy?
Yes, Mrs. Crone?
You've been in Scotland, haven't you?
Me? Sure, lots of times.
Did you see the Moors there?
Oh, the Moors? Yes.
What are they like?
I loved them, especially Mr. Moore. Excuse me. There you are, Ted. I've been looking all over for you.
I've been looking for you. Here's your drink.
Oh, thank you. Would you mind getting me another one?
Well, you can have mine.
Oh, thanks. My, that was good. Can may I have another one?
Well, can't we sort of be together for a little while?
I think it might be a good idea if we mingled. You go that way, and I'll go this way, and we'll meet.
Well, let's both go this way, then. I haven't had a chance to tell you how pretty you look tonight.
Thank you.
Well, you're the prettiest girl at the party.
I think Patty's prettier.
Are you kidding? She doesn't hold a candle to you.
Who says so?
Besides, you have a better personality.
What do you mean? What do you mean by that?
Well, Patty's a nut. I mean, she's always doing crazy things.
She is not. As far as I'm concerned, Patty is the smartest, prettiest, and most intelligent girl I know.
Well, that's just because you're loyal to her.
You better. You bet I am.
Oh, she's a clod. Well, anyway, I don't want to talk about Patty. Let's talk about us.
Let's not get...
Excuse me.
Richard, I wasn't kissing him. He was kissing me.
Well, you don't have to explain to me, Kathy. You're not my girl. Patty is. Do me a favor, will you? And get Patty out of the powder room. I heard of shiny noses, but this is ridiculous. I want to dance.
Yes, Richard. Certainly, Richard. Excuse me.
Well, wait a minute. I want to dance, too.
All right. I promise you the next dance. I'll be right back.
Oh, boy.
Oh, Kathy, I'm afraid you misunderstood my question about the Moors. What I wanted to know was, do the Moors have Pete?
Yes, they have Pete. They have Pete and Sandy and Angus. They're a big family. You wanted me.
It's about time. I might as well have stayed home.
I'm sorry. I got to talking to some of the girls.
Boys and girls. We're now going to have the dance contest. Prizes will be awarded to the boy and girl who, in the opinion of the judge, me, gives the best interpretation of the hammer. Elsie, the record, please.
Let's go.
Where?
In a contest.
I can't.
What are you afraid of? Who can beat us? Come on.
There you are, Ted.
Kathy, you're sure hard to keep track of.
Good. I mean, I wouldn't want to be underfoot all the time.
Well, let's go.
What are you doing?
We almost missed the dance contest.
I can't enter the contest with you.
You just did. Don't worry, we're gonna win. You wanna know something funny?
What?
Kathy and Ted are the ones to beat. Boy, she really went into orbit. I told you they were the ones to beat.
Excuse me. We won.
You're eliminated.
Eliminated?
The winners are Kathy Lane and Ted Brownlee.
That's ridiculous. She has 2 left feet.
Don't be a bad sport.
I will be a bad sport. I don't mind losing, but not to her. She's a waltzer.
Hey, where is Kathy?
I'll get her.
Kathy, we won.
I don't deserve to win. Patty's 10 times as good.
We won it. What are you arguing about?
I just want to see justice done. Gee, I'm sorry, Rich.
It's Patty. It's Kathy. I ought to know. She's my date. I guess I ought to know my girlfriend. Tell them who you are.
I'm Patsy. I'm Tatty.
Stop clowning around. Come on, I want to talk to you.
Hey, let go of my date.
She's my date.
She's mine.
Wait a minute, Philip. Wait a minute. I can explain. It's all very simple. Well, not really simple. You see, I went to get a flu shot, and Kathy got it instead, and she got sick, and I'm not feeling too good myself.
No, wait a minute.
Hey,
Bud.
wait. No, wait. And then both boys started dragging me off. It must have been a terrible experience. Oh, it was. And when we got outside, they started swinging at each other. I had to break it up. Finally, I explained, but I'll get it.
Hello.
Hello, Kathy. Hi, Kathy. Hey, Patty told me you were sick last night. How do you feel now?
Oh, I'm much better, thank you.
Where's Patty?
She's inside.
Hi, Patty.
Hi, Richard. Hello, Ted. I'm sorry about last night.
We're the ones that are sorry.
Yeah, we didn't mean to start a fight, and...
That's all right. At least it served one purpose. Now you can tell us apart. I'm the natural-born dancer. With a shiner.
Hear is Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair, but they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind.